take me back to your audition for Kappa. What did you perform?
I honestly
wait. You got to do the.
Oh yeah, what did I do?
Right. That was part of the magic.
What did I perform? I honestly don't remember because it feels so long ago. But what I can say is I do think, because I don't know if you know this, but I was classically trained. Yeah, my background is very operatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is like a whole other thing.
I know aura don't sound operatic.
No, and that I had to find aura from within, deep within, because that was not off the dome. But yeah, I know I sang something very classical, and quite possibly could have been in Italian too, just because like I was trained classically. I'm comfortable singing above the staff. Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, that's all right.
I'm trying to think.
That's all right.
Oh, little Kappa days.
Yeah, I'm sure your mom, she might.
Yeah, she might.
She might have some kind of
I can call up an old voice teacher too.
Yeah,
what did I sing?
Yeah, 11, 12, 15, whatever. What did I do back then? All right. Well, that's good. Well, that's your homework, and you can get back to me.
Yes.
So we can, like, when we edit it, we can put it on the screen. She
sure.
doesn't remember right now, but here's the name of the song that she performed.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, that's really good. We're sailing through these questions, so I really appreciate your openness with everything.
For sure.
I guess I want to know, these are always good questions. I want to know, what is your short-term personal goal?
My short-term personal goal, it can be like music related, right? Okay. Is to definitely get my EP completely finalized, mastered, get some visuals out. That is like my first main focus.
Okay. What is your long-term personal goal?
Long-term personal goal. Long-term personal goal would be to reside in a city that makes me feel the most alive and inspired.
I'm only laughing because we're in Pittsburgh, and being black in Pittsburgh is interesting.
Yes, and here's the thing. Like I love Pittsburgh. I'm a firm believer in making the most where you reside, which can be difficult. But yeah, my heart, besides my family and then the people I love here, my heart is elsewhere. Yeah. Maybe with some palm trees. Okay. More sunny skies, sunny days.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay. We're very similar in that regard. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, even though you mentioned music, I still have to ask the questions because that's just what my phone told me to do. So what is your short-term professional goal?
Oh, okay. I might say the same thing. No, let's see.
You can answer however it works for
you. I would say, probably still the EP, but I also want to do more performances. And probably a short-term goal one is to collaborate with other artists, musicians, and put on a not an unplugged version of Aura, but put together a really beautiful live version of Aura, something different. Yeah. And that's also in the works.
Yeah, that's interesting because that made me think of Chandra Rhyme. I interviewed her, and she, I believe, went to Point Park University, and she participated in Kelly. I think it was Kelly Strayhorn that did the Sun Festival, or something like that. And I just remember like looking at the different sets that they had, like Clara Kent was there, and Brittany Chantel, and all these different people. And I like, because Clara, she did Frank, and you want to talk about somebody, Frank Ocean. Beautiful. Oh yeah, Clara's beautiful, and Frank Ocean is just he is he's just different.
He's a genius.
Like to me, what I think his strength is, it's not range. It's not technical singing ability for me, and I'm not somebody that's trained in all of this. I just care too much as a fan. What I would say his biggest strength is his ability to cry through singing. Because like, I'll give you an example. I pick on Chris Brown sometimes because first of all, because I think he's talented, but I think that not even talking about his personal life and stuff that he's done, but just even looking at just singing wise, I feel like he takes the easy way out so much. Like all we're doing is we're remixing songs we're remixing classic R&B songs. We put Jeremiah on the hook, a guy that you're
it's like too easy,
right? It's too easy, and it's like, all right, we get it. Like we saw you coming already. Like, oh, you remixed that? Wow, okay, yeah. It's like cool, but you're not really building on it. You're just kind of like repackaging it.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because honestly, that's kind of a not a subconscious fear, because I'm very aware of it. I never want to be an artist that isn't. No, I'm not saying about Chris or anybody in particular.
Right. Don't come at her.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Please no.
Yeah.
But I definitely, every single song I do, I want it to be the best I can make it. I don't want it to be easy. I don't want it to be like a half singing sort of thing, or rushed like fast food. Exactly. And that's like with Aura. I mean, we started it in February, and it's just coming out now. And for a lot of people, like I know a lot of people who they've been making music for so long. They put out a lot of music, and it always sounds great. But the terrible perfectionist in me, and I mean perfection, like you can't chase that. Well, you'll be chasing it forever because it doesn't exist. But. Right.
So I appreciate that, and we're definitely going to talk about Aura. So just to wrap up, to put a button on the whole thing, just something about Frank, like it's the songwriting. It's like the poetry in the words, because if you listen to a song like Sierra Leone, or you listen to Super Rich Kids, like
poetic.
When I hear Super Rich Kids, like aside from, to me, what appears to be kind of like a borrowing from Elton John, Benny and the Jets, like the way that it comes on, it's just like I can feel everything that he's saying. And about, even though I've never been a super rich kid, like I feel the whole thing about how he's living in this big mansion, and he has a maid, and he gets to have sex with women and all this stuff, or whoever, and he's living life, but still at some point he has these like thoughts. Yeah. And some of the thoughts might actually be suicidal, but it's all in Super Rich Kids, and he does it in this way that is just like magical. And like the way that he sings, like I feel like he's dying inside. Like I feel like he's like really connected,
crying out.
Like when you, like earlier, where you had kind of like the emotional outpouring for a brief second. Like I feel like that's what he's like when he sings. All right, but anyway, Right. So yeah, shout out to Frank Ocean. But I'm glad that he doesn't rush his projects. But it's been too long now.
We miss him.
Yeah, we miss him. You need to come back. All right. Yeah. But to move along, I want you to talk about your. So I think that was short term. All that came from short term.
Yes.
So before I ask you long term, instead of asking you that, I want to ask a specific question. I think now more than ever, it's a lot more feasible for an artist that is looking to monetize their product to do it independently of a major label. So please, can you tell me, what are your plans for your future?
Yeah, and it's funny because we were just talking about this. My plan is to be as independent as possible.
Good.
Because I just know for myself, even when I was in contracts when I was younger, for certain performances and shows and stuff, for my own mental health and my anxiety and everything, I need to be able to not do something when I don't want to do it. And I think that's so important, especially even like, I don't know if you guys are watching the Olympics, but
yes, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, but like Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka, you know what I mean? Like, it is so important to not just drive yourself into the ground, because then you're no good to nobody. You're no good to yourself. You're no good to the people who want you to do all this stuff. And the thing about me, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. and that's just not going to be good for label heads and all of that.
Right.
So, I mean, if it comes to a point in my career where a label comes along and I really trust them and it's fair and it's equal and it's putting me first as a person as well as an artist, then we'll revisit that. But as of right now, I want to be able to own my own stuff. I want to be able to I'm a control freak. I want to be able to control everything that I'm doing for myself, my brand, my artistry.
Because I don't know this to be a 100% effect, but I think about Lauryn Hill, for example, and a lot of people, obviously one of the greatest artists ever. And we're not doing genres. I mean, ever. Not hip hop or not. No, just period. Like Miseducation, the score with the Fugees. But I think about how much pressure I think she was under to deliver a new album and or a follow-up album, because it's hard to the album was just great. And I just think about when she did her Unplugged, or now I think now when she performs songs, I haven't been to a concert, but I've seen clips and it's almost like she has to speed up the cadence on songs, because I think there's some contractual thing where it's like, if you sing this the way it was recorded, then we could sue you or something like that. I think it's something like that.
And that's the thing, that takes away from the person. You'll hear so many people say, oh, I like this person's mixtape. They're different now. And I feel like the mainstream and labels will do that. They'll put you into this mold that makes you a lot more sellable. I don't know if that's a word. Whatever.
Yeah. Marketable.
Marketable.
Yeah.
And then you lose the true people who loved you just because you were raw. You were yourself. You're coming out of your basement with your music. And I think it takes a lot to stay consistent with the love and the passion for the music, because music's going to evolve, and it's okay if your music evolves, but you want to keep that thing there, that special thing that the people originally fell in love with you for. And I feel like sometimes labels can take that away from a person.
Right, because they're just trying to sell a product. They don't give a damn about you or your fans. They're another corporation.
Yep.
So
it's a business.
Right. And that's why I appreciate that your attitude is, I could partner with a corporation, but at the end of the day, I reserve the right to end this partnership if at any point it no longer works for me.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm glad that you think about that, because it's really important. I also think that it's also great. I think back in the day there used to be this culture of grooming artists, if you say Brandy or Monica, it's because when you think about Monica, when I was watching that Versus and they were talking about how Monica might have been, first of all, she had a crazy mature voice at 12 years old, because when she did her first album, she was 14, which means that she was working on it at possibly as young as 12. So she's been groomed in this culture for a while, but sometimes even though that can be good as far as getting you on, it can also kind of mess you up, because now your parents that might not know what's going on, they could be getting taken advantage of. So I think what you have to your advantage is that you don't have this pressure that you're putting upon yourself, that I have to sell 1 million records, or I have to do this and that. I feel like with you, especially at the more mature age of 27 now, you're able to say, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm never going to stop singing, even if I never sell a single record. So at the same time, the pressure, that kind of pressure is gone. Now I feel like you'll have pressure when it comes to individual performances, because you want everything to go right. But as far as this overarching thing of, hey, what do I want my music legacy to be? Oh, I was a singer. I was a professional. I got the most out of my talent, and I tried my best to impact others.
That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Got you. All right. Well, this has certainly been a wonderful conversation.
It has.
I'm so honored to have you here, and I think that there are some people out there that needed to hear everything. I think they needed to hear about colorism, racial ambiguity. I think they needed to hear about an experience being on the red carpet with Kim Kardashian. I think they just needed to hear about why you love vintage clothing and vintage movies. They needed to hear all of those things, so I'm glad you shared them. So now we're at the point of the show where it's become a customary procedure where we like to bless all of our guests with something to remember me by.
Okay.
I know I'm not going anywhere. I know I'm going to live. However, I don't know how long I'm going to live. So in the meantime, all we got to do is treat every moment like it's our last. So to bear that in mind, I would like to bring you to the part of the show that I like to call a little something something. With that, could you please open that box?
Ooh, okay.
And you can show the people what's inside of there.
Okay,
And,
like go inside here?
Yeah, and you know, do the thing. So let's see what's going on. So what you got there?
Trader Joe's grapefruit and lemon hand sanitizer spray.
Right. Keep you fresh. It's nice too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's real good.
I love Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
can't go
great.
wrong.
Okay, there you go, right there. See, I knew who you was already, but but if you ever need to let somebody know, you just show them that. That's going to be like your card.
Yes.
Yeah, ID.
Black girl magic, smart, black pretty and woke, black hope, black pride, black beauty, black excellence.
Right.
And then dark skin, crossed out, beautiful, light skin, crossed out, because we're all beautiful.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So you got that, you know. And I believe.
Am I going to the others?
Yeah. It's some more stuff in there. So you know,
okay.
I mean, that's just, you know, I'm saying, though, you be in the car, you know, eating chicken fingers,
yes,
whatever.
Yes.
You're like, baby, can you please pass the wet ones, please?
Yep.
I'm feeling a little dirty. Yeah, so you got there right there.
Antibacterial hand wipes. Ooh.
And you can read the label. What does it say?
This is
that label.
Oh, lemongrass ginger just soap.
So just to keep
Do you know me or do you know me?
I mean, you know, I just met, so I might have asked some people about you.
I'm cracking up. Ooh, lemongrass and thyme with kiwi extracts.
Lip balm. So we got lemongrass.
Ooh.
We got lemongrass, lemon. So the gag is that like lemongrass is like my favorite essential oil. So I like to make sure that all my guests, they have a bit of that. I mean, I couldn't get lemongrass, you know, hand sanitizing sheets things. All right. And
so this is mine?
Yeah. All the stuff that's all yours. So and then, you know, let me see. So in this box, no, we talked about shirts and stuff, but here you are right here. So,
I get a shirt.
So you can open that one up and see and show people what it say. You know,
yes.
And I don't have too many of those left.
Goodies.
So you got that. So now you can be official. And,
I love it.
And it says on the front.
It says, Zoolander, stay moisturized and mind your business.
Right. There you go. That's the motto.
Period.
Right. And then with this, the number 9 just kind of represents my favorite number because when I was in college, I pledged a fraternity, a black fraternity called Alpha Phi Alpha, and I was the 9th initiate on the line. And now I like it because every time somebody has it, it's like, you know, you're dressed to the nines. So,
I love that.
So it's kind of a cool thing.
I love that.
Now I'm gonna get you a bag because you know the box is kind of like a, you know, it's like a prop type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know because you know
Thank
some people they
you.
try to walk out with the display case.
That'd probably be me.
Right.
Like,
Thank you so much. And then we got and this one would be not your size, but maybe someone you know can possibly fit that one. Right there. So I don't know if you know anybody.
Maybe my honey.
You might have a person that can fit that, but that one it says.
They call me Devin Zoolander. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
And then on the back it says.
And I look good on camera. You know I look good on camera.
That's right. So now what I like about that.
I love this shirt.
Yeah, it's like the cool thing about it is it's kind of like in the song Bedrock where Lil Wayne says, you know, I hate to see it go, but I love to watch it leave. Yeah, just keep me running back and forth like a soccer team.
Yep.
Like so, it's like now every time people like they want to hate on you, be like, oh she light skinned, you know, she stuck up and all that stuff, and then it'd be like, and I look good on camera. You know I look good on camera. Right. So that's what it is. So they can see that.
I love this.
Yeah. So, you know, we try our best. I say we, even though it's just me. But we try to be as thoughtful as possible because we want to give people stuff that they can remember us by.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll always remember being on this show.
I appreciate
this
it.
was great. You asked really wonderful, thought-provoking questions that I've never been asked before.
Thank
Clearly.
you. And I feel like what would help me is when I'm talking to someone who has that level, they're able to go inside of themselves and pull out the real answer, but still be somewhat eloquent with it. So when you're answering my questions that way, that actually pushes me to look at my phone, because I only had 7 questions in the initial email that I sent you. But then just in filling out the conversation, we were able to go so many different places organically, just because I'm just kind of vibing off you. And like the whole thing about black and white movies, connecting that with your love of neutral colors. Well, that, to me, I just see that, I'm like, that makes perfect sense, even if that wasn't something you thought about initially.
Not at all, but now I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. And I feel like as artists, as content creators, as all these different things, we always have to have an elevator pitch ready for someone who might either be willing to do business with us, or they're just somebody that we're meeting and passing that could become a supporter. So it's like, we got to be able to define it. And if what I said and what you've said today, because I feel like your dream is always going to be your dream, but the more you say it, the more you say it out loud, it's almost like you're holding yourself accountable. So it's like, wow, I said that this is what my music represents. Oh, I know. Sorry. Tangents. One final question. Describe your music in 3 words.
Oh, damn. Okay. Another good question. Okay. Hold on. Rhythmic. Colorful. And oh, this is tough because like all my songs in the vault are so different. Rhythmic, colorful, and I know.
I was waiting for another.
I know, this is so tough.
Rhythmic, colorful.
I wanted to say like romantic, but that doesn't fit for all of my songs. I wanted to say sultry, but that doesn't fit for all of my songs. Yeah, so many words come to mind.
Okay, well, how about this? Tell me why you picked rhythmic.
Oh, rhythmic, because I am obsessed with feeling the song in my soul.
Do you, okay, all right, a follow-up question. When you're writing a song, do you hum a melody? Do the words come first? That's okay. I'll change that peck later. But anyway, do you hum the words first? I mean, do you hum the melody? Is it the words come first, or do you hear a beat and you're like, oh, I want to write to that? How does your songwriting process go?
So I have 2 different ways. I very rarely write the song first because it's easier for me to be inspired with lyrics when I'm listening to a beat, because then it takes me somewhere and I'm like, okay, well, right now, and then I paint the scene. And then it's like, okay, well, is this pulling from me? Am I being a character when I'm writing this, or what is this? So typically the beat first, and then I write over it. Sometimes I will hum a melody in my head and I'll put words to it. Sometimes they're just filler words, but then I write them down and then I get a little more deeper and serious with it.
That reminds me, because it makes me think of watching some old Michael Jackson videos where he's doing interviews and he's singing the rhythm and he's beatboxing. Or even I saw recently there was Rod Temperton, who was one of the songwriters for Rock With You, and he's from the group, and he passed recently. Okay, that's all right. They both. That's all right. We got 2 other cameras.
There we go.
Yeah, but he passed away recently, but he's from the group Heatwave. And if you and just a real quick trivia thing, like, so if you listen to the song Off the Wall by Michael Jackson, but then you go back and you listen to Boogie Nights by Heatwave, then you can hear the similarities between the 2 songs. So I might play that or something so you can hear it, but it's really dope. But anyway, there was this video of Rod Temperton and he was like da 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 dun dun da 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 dun dun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when he was first doing that, it sounded like, well, what is this? Like what are you doing?
Yeah,
and then Mike gets on, girl, close your eyes, let the rhythm get into you. Don't try to fight it. There ain't nothing that you can do. Relax your mind. And groove. Feel that. And we can ride the boogie. Alone. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that. So he was doing that, and then like he was like dun 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 da da da.
Yeah.
Dun dun. Dance you in today. And it's just crazy how that came from him doing it. I'm about to see if I got the person's account on Instagram, because it was really cool when I saw this. I'm trying to see where's the ride temperature.
Well, that's funny you said that.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Because are you familiar with Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah.
Okay, love them. Forgot to mention them before. But
although I only know that one song.
That's okay. Is it Dreams?
Yeah, the TikTok song. Right.
Yep, that's okay.
Right.
But it reminded me what you were saying, because fun fact, one of Stevie Nicks' solo songs, Stand Back, one of my favorites, Prince actually did the drums on that. And if you listen to it, she was inspired by Little Red Corvette. And so Stand Back is basically the same chord progression as Little Red Corvette. And then she called him and said, can you do the drums? And he said, sure.
Well, okay. So to build on that reminds me of when I saw recently, it was an interview of Pharrell talking to, I think it was the drummer from Nirvana. And he was talking about how the drums that he does on Smells Like Teen Spirit actually came from Charlie Wilson, the Gap Band, and the drummer from there. And it was just like the boom, 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 and we know, and we are now entertainers. Like it's like that, but with the whole boom, 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 boom. Like he just took that and just got right into it. So music is really dope. That's why I think, if we ever in the future do another interview again, hopefully in another, venue than this, then I think it would really be cool to like nerd out on some music and like chorus is talking about stuff like that, because I'm really into that kind of stuff. Like I used to kind of rap and do spoken word a little bit, but I've always been like fascinated by musicality and rhythm, and that's why sometimes when I listen to certain drill rappers and they be like, I smack a dude and he come back and he swung back and he swung back and the dum dum and the dum dum, and it's just like, dog, you're not paying attention to the beat. But then for every rapper like that, Anderson .Paak could come out and it's like, oh, this dude, he in the pocket again. All right, cool, because you got to nod your head. Spot. Yeah, so I would just say just one parting thing. I hope that you do the music that speaks to you, but I also hope that while maintaining your integrity for what you are as an artist and as a person, I do hope that you find room within that to explore and to experiment where it feels like a natural experimentation.
I love that.
So I want you to experiment with your sound. I want you to still give us the sultry vibes, but I also, if something, an artist I like, you probably know him, but Mac Ayres?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough.
Never disappoints.
Wait. Let me just play one real quick.
Yes.
I don't know if we'll hear it in here, but let me see something real quick, because this dude is just different.
He is.
Wait. Oh, it's loud. Sorry.
It's okay. Such a vibe.
It's just like it's like so emotional. Like,
What's this song called?
The Devil's in the Details.
Got it.
So I'll let him sing the first verse in the hook, because it's just smooth.
I don't wanna wake up from it. You've given me a place and time.
I'm in like a different reality when I listen to
Devil's
this.
in the details, baby.
I can listen to this music all day.
It's easy listening.
Really drawing out your light. And now I'm settling on letting you know what's on my mind. What's on my mind. Oh my mind. mine.
And the hook.
I hope you gon' let me show.
Where is he from? Do you know?
I think Jersey or New York, something like that, I think.
Gosh,
It's just beautiful.
he's different.
Yeah.
Gon' let me know.
Should've stayed.
Should